Hello, welcome back to everyone that's tuned in to the American Ultra Stock channel. Thank you so much for being here. Unfortunately, today, as you see, I'm by myself on the Stock Watch of the week. But this is the show where we review our picks, just to give you guys an idea, our picks for the three guys who raised their stocks the most and the three guys who unfortunately have them dropped after their performances or not. Maybe some external motives right here on why their stock for the USMNT has either gone up or down. We'll also highlight the Academy Player of the Week, a feature that you guys really enjoy, and that's all thanks to Raiden and his county. Unfortunately, he's not here today, but he still gave me a report right here, so I can keep you guys up to date with that. And also at the end, we provide the sleeper pick of the week and also the one to watch out of the mainstream players. Straight to the point, I'll start on a positive note. Have to highlight Ricardo Pepi, a guy that rarely gets any starts, and he got him. Luke De Jong has had a few injury issues and worries this season. Pepe got his first start and got 2 goals. I mean, not much more that you can ask from the guy, really. 2 goals on his first start. Pretty good. Eredivisie, as we know, it's not the highest of levels, but I think it's right about where he should be at the moment, and he deserves a stock up. I think it's a nice moment for him to grab that. That will do him the world of confidence to get that start, get the 2 goals, also to show the coaches that he is ready. I think at times he was underplayed in the past season. Hopefully, it's a sign of good things to come and more opportunities. Moving on right here, as I will do throughout the video, fluctuating between the positives and the negatives. Have to say, Chris Richards, unfortunately, I think he didn't start the season too well, playing wise. I think his last game was a little bit better. The first two were a little rough, and unfortunately, he picked up an injury and missed this weekend's action against Everton. And we don't really know. It's unclear to see. It remains to be seen if he's going to be part of the camp or not. I think he's our best center back. Will be crucial to get him on the roster for Poch's first effective camp where he's the coach. He'll be drilling players in and letting them know what his ideas are. Would be nice to have our best center back there from the go. But unfortunately, it has to be a stock down since we don't know if he's going to be involved in the next camp. And also for his club, I think that there is a slight chance that he might have to fight for his spot, which is unfortunate. But I back Richards to do well. But it's going to have to be a stock down right here. Nonetheless, it's a good sign that the stock down is not because of a performance that was bad necessarily, but just an ulterior motive. Unfortunately, picking up that injury, which, as we know, all of our Americans seem to struggle with that. A lot of them get injured. We can make a whole starting 11, a USMNT 11 of injured players. But moving on right here to the next player that I thought was a great pick for stock up. It goes to show, I think our fight for the number 9 is true, well and underway. I'm going to pick up Balogun. I'll be honest, watch the game. Not the cleanest of performances from Balogun. Even the goal, arguably, if it's a better goalkeeper or defense, it doesn't really go in, but it'll do him the world of confidence as well because at Monaco, things don't really click for him. Unfortunately, I think that for one reason or another, it always seems to something will come up. The fans are a little bit adverse because of that performance last season in the Coupe de France, where he didn't do well at all and they got knocked out by a fourth tier side. But he did get a goal, and it's 2-2 for him now. So after a rough little start of the season, he gets another one after last weekend. He bagged one against Le Havre. Nice for Bello to get this goal. It's just his type of goal on the run, on the shoulder of the last defender, puts it away. It goes in. It's all that matters. And I think that hopefully now it starts showing that he deserves a little bit more play time, carves his spot back in, and fights for his place. And it's nice to see all these guys, all these strikers, as you see a little bit later down the video, all of them firing in all cylinders. Now for the next stock down, this one did play. It's not an injury case. It's Brian Reynolds, who I'll be honest, I think a lot of people overrate because they don't really watch him. Last season for Westerlo, I thought he was atrocious at times. One of the reasons why they were in a relegation battle. Got bailed out by Griffin Yao, who's injured again. But Reynolds this weekend went up against his new USMNT teammate, if they're ever to be called up together. I think they battle out for a spot as an outsider for that right back position against Marlon Fossey, and Reynolds conceded a penalty. It was pretty bad throughout the match. I know that the fans are supportive of him. He's the highest, I think he's still the highest, the most expensive signing ever for Westerlo, but didn't do too well in a game that they should have done better. They started the season a little bit promising. I think they'll get knocked down back to earth. And yeah, just not nice to see Reynolds give away that penalty. And I think there are a lot of deficiencies throughout his game. I don't know if he really has it to step up to a higher level later on, but But yes, don't want to knock the guy too much right here, but it's gonna have to be a stock down for me for Brian. Now moving on to a better sign right here. A lot of you may have expected me to mention Sargent, and on Braden's list, he was mentioned. I completely agree. One of the assists shouldn't have stood, but anyways, he got 2 assists, two on the books for him. However, I'm going to have to pick Damian Downs, another striker that a lot of people may not be really caught up to, but he is a dual national. He plays for FC Cologne, 20 years old. It goes to show we really should have given him a try instead of Duncan McGuire. Braden and I both said we could have given Kave Zahirul Islam a chance. We could have given Damian Downs a chance. We gave him a chance, but he barely got any minutes. Barely was a part of the camp and didn't get called up to the final list. Well, he bagged 2 goals, and look at these stats in the second Bundesliga, which is a league that gave us Leonard Maloney and some other players throughout the years. Max Dietz is there as well. We have him playing for FC Cologne, a club with a huge following, which for me it's crucial. If you're playing at these lower levels, if you have that pressure of a big following, a traditional club, that helps so much to build you up for the future. And 7 matches, 4 goals, 1 assist, 20 years old for the dual national American, who seems to be more inclined towards the US, especially looking at the depth that Germany has at that age bracket. And also he's once you're over 20, you're going to be battling with the main guys. So I know we have all these other guys doing well on the attack, but a guy like this who's a little bit pacier, provides something a little bit different, also has the physicality, should be on our radar. Why not? And maybe if you're doing well in second Bundesliga, you might just find yourself in the Bundesliga next season, whether it's your club being promoted, which I don't think is the case for FC Cologne, but through his performance, this could be a nice alternative. Just wanted to give him some respect right there. Really nice to see him doing well. And for our final stock down, it's going to have to be Tim Weah. Again, similar to Richards, not really any fault of his own that we know of, but the injury has come back. I don't know if he re-aggravated it, if it's a different injury. Sorry to not have the details, but again, it looks like he might miss on the first USMNT camp, and I think for him that's a big stock down, because although he's getting a little bit more in the scene with Juventus, he is a guy that, well, as a winger, we know we don't have that many wingers, but it's a position where everyone, when they talk about Luca Kolyosho, if he's ever to switch, the first guy that's off the starting 11 is Tim Weah. I think it's still the case, even with some other options that we have on the roster. He had that moment of madness through the summer, so I think he needs to make amends for the USMNT, even though that action propelled us to a great decision of hiring Poch and firing Berhalter first and foremost. Weah for the USMNT, I think it would have been really good for him to be involved with Poch, and it looks like he'll miss it. And again, re-aggravating these injuries, signs that we don't like to see. We've grown to be accustomed to Gio having that, Tyler Adams another one. Hopefully it's just a minor blip and Weah gets back up to fitness in the future. It's going to have to be a stock down for those reasons, which does sound really harsh now that I think about it. Before we move on to the Academy Player of the Week, to the ones to watch for this upcoming week, just wanted to give a quick shout out to Paxton Aronson. Really nice to see him come off the bench, which again, we don't want to see our players benched, but for Paxton at that age, it kind of feels good to leave him with a chip off his shoulder. And he came on, and what a beautiful finish to score against AZ Alkmaar, a traditional club as well in the Eredivisie. Really stoked for him. Beautiful goal, really, where he started to play as well. Amazing goal that he scored. Go watch it if you have the chance. And another one, I have to back my guy Tanner Tessman, because I will be honest, it was a little rough at times, but he got his first start for Lyon. The coach said that he did well and he would have more opportunities. He did have the most ball recoveries for a Lyon player. He got 5, 89% pass completion. I think the speed of the game and also tactical awareness, he's going to be a more defensive player than he was at Venezia. Will do him well. It's going to help him develop as a player. Just wanted to give him a little bit of love there since he got his first start without a preseason. It came fairly soon too, so happy to see that. Day one against Toulouse, and unfortunately Mark McKenzie wasn't involved because of his injury. Now to the Academy Player of the Week. Again, German dual nationals. It's not dual national per se, but these players in Germany that we have developing, it just seems like we spawned them, like Cole Campbell, Matisse Albert in the future is going to be there playing at the lower levels. We have the Tony there in the Regional Ligas already, which is where the main clubs put their players to develop. But we have Yo Imaswin scoring back-to-back braces for Werder Bremen. Amazing to see as a striker. Really, really good from him. Great stuff for Imasuen. We would like to see him to keep on developing. Another great option for us in the future. So I wanted to give him the props as the Academy Player of the Week. And now for the ones for you guys to keep on your stock watch. Keep on watching. Try to get tuned in for their games this week. I think this first one you really have to. It's either CCV or Trusty, or maybe both. One of them will definitely start. Hopefully, as we think, they should start against Borussia Dortmund. Why is this so relevant? Well, a lot of people hate on the Scottish Premiership, myself included. I think I'm the first hater, D1 hater of the Scottish Premiership. I don't think it's better than MLS. And it's one of the only meaningful games for the Celtic defenders. Trusty made, in my opinion, a really bad move to go to Celtic, but it looks like he might get the start. We need someone to step up for the post Tim Ream era. I think he's done, and it's nice to tune in to see how these guys fare against better level opposition. CCV always gets one of the applauds for one of the best center backs in that league, and last season in the Champions League, he cost them in some matches against Sevilla, for example, and was benched in other ones. I think we need to tune in and see how these guys fare. It's the best type of game you can really rate these guys in a USMNT scale is when they go up against these sorts of opponents. So definitely tune into that one. For the sleeper pick, it's going to be Caden Clark, because we know MLS playoff spots coming down to the wire, and he has had 3 goals and 1 assist in his last 4. Nice to see. Things didn't really work out in Europe for him, but he's still young enough. Him, Cole Bassett as well. I think there are some guys that could make their way back in Europe at some point. So definitely tune into that. For those of you guys that love MLS, it's nice to see if he can propel his side, CF Montreal, to bigger things later on in the season, the postseason for the playoffs. And that wraps it up. A bit shorter, bit weird as well by myself on the stock watch. I've been missing in action for these shows, reviewing the weekend in the past few weeks, but this time around Braden was unfortunately not available. Try to step in. Let me know how I did. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with your friends. Comment down below who were the guys that stuck out for you guys in your guys' opinion as the best, the ones to highlight on, and their stocks went up or down. Let us know. So please, again, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you next time.